Folks, you're too scared to rent it, but you can't leave it vacant either. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending August 14th, 2024. As a realtor, I'm pretty fortunate. I get to meet all sorts of different people from all walks of life and different types of financial situations, and I get to see thoughts. I get to share and talk to people about what they're thinking about, and I see attitudes and thought processes changing. I get to see trends sometimes of how people look at certain situations. I want to talk about and share my experience with the type of homeowner that has a second property to rent. Now, if the property's rented, no problem. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about when the property is vacant, and it could be vacant because a tenant just left and now the homeowner has the opportunity to rent it out. It could be, and we've come across this, where the homeowner was living in that house, they bought another house, and they're keeping the house they just moved from, and the plan is to rent it out. Now, keeping the home vacant, if it was an option, many homeowners today might even consider keeping it vacant, but financially it doesn't make sense. They just cannot. They absolutely need to rent it out. And whatever the current market rates are for rents for that property works fine for them. They'll get along just fine just getting the regular rent. And they're getting applicants. They're getting tenants filling out the rental applications and putting in offers to rent. But the homeowner is struggling with which tenant to choose. Which tenant are they going to rent it out to? And they're getting 10, 15, 20 applicants, and they keep saying no. They're struggling. They know if they don't rent it, they're going to run into a financial problem, so they have to rent it or sell it. And they don't really want to sell it. This is the struggle. Today, we're seeing more and more landlords. They've got a unit to rent out, a home, a unit, could be a condo, could be a home, and they're just struggling with the attitude or the idea of which tenant to take. And it's mostly due either what they've experienced personally with tenants or the negative press and all these stories we hear about tenants. Now, we know there's bad tenants and there's good tenants. We know there's bad landlords and there's good landlords. I'm not really getting into that. It's just, what are people thinking right now? Landlords that have a property, I'm telling you, a lot of them are struggling with who do they choose. And it seems that for many, no tenant is good enough. And when they do pick one, it's kind of like they're like, oh, please let it work out. They're struggling with the idea. Let me know your experiences if you've been in a situation where you've either tried to rent, or maybe you're one of these homeowners that has a second property and you're struggling with, who do I rent my unit out to? Let me know in the comments below. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. There's a link up here. There's a link below this video in the description. It's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Sessa. My dad took a break this week, so I'll be guiding you through the numbers for Peel and Durham for week ending August 14th. Let's get right into it. Here we have Mississauga, Brampton, Durham. Durham includes Ajax, Pickering, and Whitby, all broken down here with average sold prices. If we look at Mississauga detached, we're sitting at an average sold price of $1,359,000. We had 32 sales for that week, and 4 sales came in at $2 million or more. Now, average sold price is down 5% from where we were this time last year. And if you look at the moving average for both average sold price and median price, you can see it looks like they're kind of trending downwards. Again, I said we were down 5% year over year, and median price is down 13% year over year. Now sales, we had 32 sales, and of those 32 sales, 22% of those came in at list price or more. And listings here, we have active listings at the time of making this at 644 active listings. 105 of those were new listings that came out for that week of August 14th. Now we're currently sitting at the top end of a balanced market with 4.6 months of inventory for Mississauga detached homes. Now Brampton, we're sitting at an average price of $1,096,000. We had 50 sales for week ending August 14th and no sales at $2 million or more. Average sold price is down 4% from where we were this time last year. And you can see the median price and average price, the moving averages, they look like they're trending down, but they are kind of flat. Average sold price, as I mentioned, is down 4% from this time last year, and median price is down 1% from this time last year. Now sales, of the 50 sales, 26% of them came in at list price or more. Listings, we had 189 new listings for that week. Active listings is sitting at 931, and again, follows the same trend as everything else where we've seen it rise, hit a peak, looks like it's starting to come down, but again, September is going to be really telling for that. Because we do expect more inventory. And here we're sitting at 4.3 months of inventory, puts us right about in the middle of a balanced market. Now Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, we have an average sold price of $1,049,000 with 53 sales and none of them coming in at $2 million or more. We're down 15% from where we were this time last year with the average sold price. And you can see again, moving average for median price and average sold price looks like it's slightly trending down. We're down 15% from where we were this time last year with the average sold price, and median price is down 10% year over year. Now sales, of the 53 sold that week, 32% of those sold at list price or more. And new listings, we had 116 new listings. Active listings, again, following the exact same trend. Up, peak, looks like starting to come down now, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens come September. Now, months of inventory here, we're sitting at 2.1 months of inventory. I mean, we're in a seller's market. It's not an aggressive seller's market. We've seen, Durham, Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby in very aggressive seller's market, but we are currently sitting in the higher end of a seller's market at 2.1 months of inventory. And here we have all the different areas broken down. So 4.6 months of inventory for Mississauga. Brampton, 4.3 months of inventory. We're into a balanced market for both those. And Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby sitting at 2.1 months of inventory. Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome day.